Good afternoon to all our listeners. I am Tracy Marshall, President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Barbados, or ICAB. Welcome once again to another episode of Talking Business with ICAB. Since the start of his second term as President of the United States of America, Donald Trump threatened the imposition of tariffs on the country's trading partners. On February 1st, 2025, the U.S. government imposed a 25% tariff on goods entering the United States from Canada and Mexico. Canada and Mexico retaliated with tariffs on U.S. goods entering their countries. On April 2nd, 2025, the U.S. government imposed tariffs on 180 countries, including 10% on exports from Barbados to the United States. In addition, the global markets have suffered massive losses, with some of the world's largest companies losing significant portions of their market value. Now, I'm sure that many of you have been seeing on the news feeds across the United States and Canada numerous stories on the current trade wars, with experts quoting that tariff wars will cause consumer prices to increase and weaken economies. On today's episode, we would like to take a step back and ensure that you understand terms being used so that you too can objectively contribute to the discussion and dialogue on this important subject. Now let us start with what is a tariff. A tariff is a tax placed on imported goods by a country's government. It's used to make imported products more expensive, which can help protect local industries from foreign competition. Now, one would ask, why should customers or consumers care about tariffs? 1. Tariffs are essentially taxes on imports, making foreign products more expensive than locally manufactured goods. This means consumers may have to pay more for everyday goods like electronics, clothing, and food. 2. If tariffs make imported goods too expensive and there is no viable locally manufactured good, then companies might stop selling the products altogether, reducing consumer choices. 3. Based on points 1 and 2, you may deduce that tariffs in some cases are not detrimental to business. However, even locally made goods can become more expensive with tariffs. If manufacturers rely on imported materials that are hit with tariffs, they pass those costs onto the end consumers. 4. As we can see playing out now on the global stage, the risk of retaliation is very high. This can lead to job losses or economic instability, which ultimately affects consumers. 5. Higher costs from tariffs can contribute to inflation, reducing consumers' purchasing power. If businesses slow down due to higher costs or lower demand, it can lead to job losses and a weaker economy. So if a tariff results in higher prices in the short term, why does a government use tariffs? Tariffs can serve different purposes. Tariffs can be used to protect local industries by making foreign goods more expensive. As seen in the current trade war between the United States and China, tariffs can be used during trade disputes as a way to push back against another country's tariffs. Less commonly used, tariffs can also be used as a revenue measure by governments. While tariffs are at the forefront of media discussions, the Caribbean is also impacted by the shipping levies that have been announced by the United States government. The intention is to charge fees for docking at any U.S. ports on any ship that is part of a fleet that includes Chinese-built or Chinese-flagged vessels, and will push allies to act similarly or face retaliation. For the region, the majority of its imports flow through the ports in Florida, and therefore this news will also have an impact on the import cost of all goods, whether it is raw materials to be used in our manufacturing sector or finished goods imported for resale. Prior to the imposition of the new tariff regime, the region enjoyed preferential status for its exports under the Caribbean Basin Initiative and its key components, which was seen as a significant trade program by the United States aimed at supporting the advancement of the Caribbean and Central America. Members of the Barbados Private Sector Association have also shared their concerns with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will be meeting with its fellow counterparts in CARICOM over the next week to seek clarity with regards to the Caribbean's preferential status and the new tariffs imposed on the members of CARICOM. Listeners, it is indeed still early days, but we will continue to monitor this situation. I am Tracy Marshall, and this has been Talking Business with ICAB.